You might know there's a way to write an infinite loop inside a function and still not throw your laptop away because of the memory leak. You're probably asking, why should I even do it? Fair enough. I promise we'll get back to answer, but let's start with an explanation of generators first. Simply speaking, a generator is a special function that returns a sequence of results instead of a single value. It can pause and resume execution. When called, generator does not initially execute its code. Instead, it returns a special type of iterator called generator object. So let's take a look at the following piece of code. On the first line, we're gonna declare a generator using function keyword followed by an asterisk symbol. We're gonna call it generate the Lord of the Rings sequence. Using this asterisk will basically allow us to use special keyword yield. Yield will pause the execution and then return value that follows the yield. So we are gonna pause the generator function twice with the different values and then return the value at the end. Then we will assign the generator object to the Lord of the Rings sequence variable by calling this generator. Now we will call next on the generator object, and each time it will pause the execution when it encounters yield and return some result. As you can see, it includes value, which is pretty straightforward, and done properties, which is indicating if generator is finished. On the second yield, you might notice that we don't have any value, but we can use really powerful way by providing a value straight from the next method, right here. Once generator encounters a return or there are no more yields at the function, done will be flipped to true and generator will be finished. Let's switch to something more interesting. We have a new generator called generate the Hobbit sequence. Notice that the generate the Lord of the Rings sequence uses yield keyword followed by asterisk symbol to basically delegate execution to another generator. It will go inside the delegated generator and begin iterating through all the yields until the generator is finished and then return back. This might be really helpful to organize your code. And just like array, map, and set, generator follows iteration protocol, and therefore it can be iterated over using for-of loop. So as a result of this for-of loop, we'll see movies at the following order: An Unexpected Journey, The Desolation of Smoke, The Battle of Five Armies, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and in the end, The Return of the King. One of the most useful aspects of generators is ability to work with infinite streams and collections. Inside generate incrementer function, we have an infinite while loop. Remember, I promise you. In that loop, we yield the number and increment it, and when generator yields, it is suspended. When we call next, the generator wakes up, continues from where it was suspended, and executes till another yield is encountered or generator finished. In our case, it will never finish because we have a while true loop, so we can call next as much as we want, and it will generate a sequence of numbers one by one. So in this example, we will have a 0, 1, 2, 3, but we are not limited. We can call it hundreds and even thousands of times, and it will never freeze our app because of the generator's nature. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with an infinite scroll concept. But basically, it's a web design technique that loads content continuously, eliminating the need for the pagination. Twitter, Instagram, and lots of other apps have it, and that's where generators could come in handy. Let's consider the following code. So we have an asynchronous fetch comments function that gets a portion of comments from our server by providing an offset and amount to load variables. Next is regular display comments function that will transform the list of the comments into the actual text and insert it to the DOM. I'm not gonna write it, but I'm sure you understand. Then we will have an async generator called make comments loader It's pretty much the same as we had previously on our generate iterator, but instead of a random number, we are incrementing offset with amount to load. Each time we will call next, and we call fetch comments with updated values. We create a generator object by calling a make comments loader function and also providing a number of comments to load as a parameter. The handle scroll function will detect if user reached the bottom of the container, avoid execution if comments are loading at the moment, and then if not, it will call a next method of comments loader generator, wait for result, and call display comments to make them appear. In the end, we are going to add event listener to track scroll and call our handler. And that's how it works on the high level. So you might notice that generators could be really useful to work with infinite data streams. I didn't write the whole thing. We have a bunch of edge cases to cover, like not making any calls if we reach the end of the list. But you can put a comment to let me know if you're interested to see how to implement infinite scroll from scratch, and make sure to subscribe to not miss it. So generators is an effective tool. You could use them to split a huge workload into separate steps to not freeze your interface, or even replicate a sync await behavior using them with promises. Not sure you're gonna do it though, but let me know any other interesting use cases in the comments. See you in the next video.